Hello, in this video I'm going to show you 6 different card designs that I've put together. I'm using the Cutesy Christmas collection from the Crafty Witches. This is from their Book of Spells Volume 5, which is full of wonderful Christmas collections. So first off, I'm going to use an A5 card. I've printed all my papers and toppers off. So the plain paper measures 25 centimetres by 17.5 centimetres. So I've taken this down slightly, so this piece measures 24.5 centimetres by 17 centimetres. I'm just going to mat and lay these together. Let's get that in the right position. Now I'm going to lay this onto my A5 card. Again, just make sure that the borders match up all the way around. Okay. And then what I've got a circle topper, and I've cut a white circle mat out, and I've got all sorts of different layers here. So we'll start with our first one. So I've got a white piece of card here that measures 12 centimetres by 12 centimetres. Plain paper again, this measures 11.5 centimetres by 11.5 centimetres, and the pattern paper measures 11 centimetres by 11 centimetres. We're just going to mat and lay them together. Okay, and that is just going to be attached up there in a second. Now I've got another section of more mats and layers here. So this time this piece measures 9 centimetres by 11 centimetres. So the plain paper will measure 8.5 centimetres by 10.5 centimetres. And then the pattern paper measures 8 centimetres by 10 centimetres. Just going to pop these together. Okay, and actually this one I made just to go that way. Yeah, it's going to go so that it's going to go downwards longer. And then the next section will go straight across my card. So the white card measures 5 centimeters, and this will be by 17.5 centimeters. So it goes from edge to edge. The plain paper measures 4.5 centimeters. Again, that's by 17.5 centimeters. So it fits. There's no border on the edge. It fits perfectly. And the pattern paper is 4 centimeters by 17.5 centimeters. So it fits straight across. Okay, right, so bring our pieces in. Like I said, I'm just going to attach that to the top there, leaving a small border around the edge. Okay. And then this, I'm going to slightly overlap on the right corner there, but still leaving a bit bigger gap on the bottom. Okay. Now this piece I'm going to attach with some foam tape. And that's just going to go across these two pieces. There we go. And then I've got my circle topper. Just layer these together. Okay, and that's just going to sit there. The two foam pads on the top and bottom just give those parts some support, because remember we've got foam tape on this one there. I've got 2 sentiments which I've already done my borders for. I've just stuck those onto white card and then just carefully cut around them. So we've got festive greetings on Christmas Day, and I'm going to attach those with some foam pads. There you go. There's the first Christmas card using a Cutesy Christmas collection. I'm going to be... This one has quite a lot more with it. It's another A5 card. I'll just pop those sections to one side. So again, I've got my coloured paper, and this measures 25 centimetres by 17.5 centimetres like the last one. And this time I've got some white paper which goes down just slightly, so it'll be 24.5 centimetres by 17 centimetres. I'm just going to mat and lay these together. Okay, and attach that to our card. Make sure it's level. The border's the same all the way around. Okay, and I'll just pop that to one side because I've made 3 different sections here. Put them on together. So the first part I've cut plain card, and this measures 8.5 centimetres by 15 centimetres. So the pattern paper will measure 7.5 centimetres by 15 centimetres. So this will measure 7 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres. So that's the first mat. That's the first one. Now the second one. This piece of plain paper measures 9.5 centimetres by 15 centimetres, and the pattern paper measures 9 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres. And the third piece, the plain paper measures 5.5 centimetres, again by 15 centimetres, and so the pattern paper will measure 5 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres. Putting card base back in. So I've got one for the top, one for the middle, and one for the bottom. I just need to make sure that all borders and spaces are equal, or as close to. There you go. Now these I'm going to attach to my card base with some foam tape just so I get some height. first piece. And the top piece. Okay, this is the card. Now for the top I have a circle topper and a white matte layer. Then these are from the fishtail sheet that comes in the collection that you can download. So I've cut out 2 different sizes there, and I'm just going to attach those together. And then I've made a smaller one, you can really see that, but that's been cut out using a die. Now, I don't want the whole of this lamp, but I'm not 100% sure where it's going to go yet, so I'm going to cut it when I've laid it up. I'll just attach the circle topper with its matte layer together. Okay, so this I'm just going to attach it there and then cut the extra off. Yeah, and my glue's starting to get clogged up. So that is going there. That's it. And just trim the bit extra off. There we go. And the topper I'm just going to add on to there using foam pads. And this I'm just going to attach there so it comes slightly out from underneath the topper. Okay, there's the first section. Now the next section, I've got a sentiment that I've made a white mat for. I've cut Santa out from one of the toppers, and I've got another circle topper, and this time I've got a coloured paper mat. Sorry, my glue's gone and clogged itself up. So this topper I'm just going to pop in the centre there using foam pads. And Santa, I'm just going to attach there. Just pop it down slightly because my Santa's just holding the sentiment. It's just going to go over there like that. Just going to add my sentiment first. Yep. And then on the bottom section, again, I've cut out 2 of these fishtail banners. It's going to go there, along with the gold piece. And then this time I've cut out a circle sentiment and a white topper, sorry, white mat. So just attach that going the opposite way to the top one. A couple of foam pads on there. And that is going to be attached there. And that's just going to come out underneath like the top one. Yep, and that's the second A5 card. Okay, next I've got, sorry, just all my pieces have slipped off. And there you go. So like I said, this is a 7x7 card base. I'm just starting off with just some other plain paper, and this is 16.5 centimeters by 16.5 centimeters. This piece is going to go straight down onto my card base. And then I'll cut a piece of pattern paper here, and this measures 10 centimeters by 16 centimeters. And this one is going down, yeah, just on the bottom. Couldn't remember then if I did it on the top or the bottom, but it doesn't really matter. It will look good either way. So let's just attach that. Just making sure that there's a slight border around. And then I've got 2 strips here. So this is white card, and this is 3 centimeters by 16.5 centimeters. So this will be 2.5 centimeters by 16.5 centimeters because it goes all the way across. Now, just going to use my phone tape on this piece. And just going to attach that straight across the top edge of the pattern paper. Okay. And for the topper, I've got a large circle topper, and I've cut out a matte layer using one of the coloured papers. Okay, and that's going to just go there. So foam pad on the top and bottom just to give it some balance. There we go. And then I've made my sentiment with a white matte layer that I'm just going to put under there. And then I've fussy cut out one of the smaller toppers. It's just a flower. Just need to move that up, and that's just going to attach just across there. So I've just got a foam pad down the centre there and a small amount of glue, just so it has a slight bevel to it. You can sort of see that, yeah. Okay, and now I've cut out 2 of the small fishtail banners. Touch a one there, and going to slightly overlap the second one. And then I've got one of the small circle sentiment and a one. This time I've used a blue, the blue paper for my mat layer. And this I'm just going to attach to the top of the banners. Yeah, just want to hide that corner a bit. I've made my sentiment. Actually, I'm going to put a small amount of glue just on the green fishtail banner here because it keeps moving. Just hold that down slightly. And that's a 7x7 card. So a second 7x7 card, I've taken a snapshot. So just get all these pieces out. So this is one of the toppers, and I've used the Adobe Acrobat Reader where I've taken the snapshot, so it just highlights this one topper, and then I've printed this 3 times at 170%, and that fits nicely on a 7x7 card. But I have actually added a green mat to the back of this. So the green paper measures 16.5 centimeters by 16.5 centimeters. So when this has been cut out, it's just under 16.5 centimeters. But the size of this will depend on how you do your snapshot. I took mine very close to the edge before printing it. So I'm just going to mat these together, because it's only going to leave a very small border around the outside. Make sure that's level, and I'm going to attach this to my 7x7 card. And just make sure that's level. Okay. So like I said, I printed this out 3 times. So I've first cut out, so I've got glue on my fingers, the polar bear and the chair, and then I went in and first cut out some of the chair and the polar bear again, just to attach to the top of there. So I'm going to use foam pads for this. Yeah, just get that in the right position. Just going to fold this slightly, and then I'm going to attach onto there. So I'm going to use door frame pads on part of this, just to give a bit of height to the top of the polar bear, and then just single frame pads on the other parts. So just place that on top of that image. There you go. You can see decoupage. It does make a difference, decoupage in images. So, and then next I went and cut out part of the stocking. I'm just going to add that with using frame pads. And then I cut out the top part of the stocking too separately. So there's the stocking. Then next I cut out the corner flowers. So basically just cut around what you really like the look of. So I've just done the leaves and the flowers, and then I've cut one with just the flowers. Just line that up with the edge. you can see they stand out nicely. And then next, just done exactly the same with the top. There we go. And then I've just got one of the small sentiments and made a white matte layer for that. And just going to attach it there. I think this time I'll just make this one flat. Yeah. So that's the first 7x7 card with some nice decoupage in and some that gives it some nice height. No, nope, I think that was the second. Yeah, sorry, that was the second 7x7 card. So next I've got 6x6 cards. Just take the pieces off. So I'll just show you this piece first. So this is one of the smaller toppers. Again, I just really like the fireplace. So this time I've taken a snapshot of this image and I've printed it out 3 times at 140%. Oops, sorry. So it's going to match it together just like that. So first off, I'll do the plain paper. Oh, sorry. So this is a 6x6 card. So my first layer is going to measure 14.5 centimeters by 14.5 centimeters. There you go. And so for the topper, I've got some white card here that measures 13.5 centimeters by 13.5 centimeters. After I printed the topper out, this measures just roughly under 13 centimeters. Just get that so the borders is about the same all the way around, and then I'm going to attach this in the centre there. There you go. And then, like I said, I printed this out 3 times. So I've cut out the fireplace and the stockings, and then I've cut out the stockings under the top of the fireplace that I'm going to decoupage on there. I'm going to just carefully decoupage that onto the fireplace. And the next part. Okay, stands up really nicely. And this little guy I've cut from one of the toppers. I'm just going to just attach in there. Okay. And this time I've just got one of the smaller sentiments that I'm just going to attach there, without a border this time. Oops. Yeah, that's the first 6x6 card with some decoupaging. Now the final card I have, I've cut out some of the flowers from the flower sheet. I've got a couple of flourishes, which is just a die I have. Now this one's a little bit different. So first of all, we'll start with the base card layers. So some colour some colour paper that I printed out, and this measures 14.5 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres, and the next layer will measure 14 centimetres by 14 centimetres. So just mat and lay these together. And attach this to the card base. Okay. Now this I have actually already glued together because it really does need to dry before you use it. So this is actually one of the papers, and I've printed pattern paper on one side, then I put it back in my printer and printed plain on the other side. So this actually, did this measure, this measured, yes, it measured 13, it measured 13.5 centimetres. Let's just see if we can work this out. 14, Yeah, so it measures 13.5 centimetres, and basically I've just taken 2 of the corners and just carefully rolled them and then attached both to the centre. And this is just going to just attach right across there. I'm just going to add some glue just straight down the middle. Like that. Okay, and flourishes I've cut, if I don't rip them because they're stuck together, are just going to come just out through there. So I use a hand glue because they are quite fine. And you would still get too much. Okay, and then the next flourish. Doesn't want to stick down. Anyway, it's just going to go there. And then I've got 3 different size of the flowers. So just going to slightly fold those up and over. Just shake the petals slightly. And just attach those into the centre. And I'm just going to pop a foam pad just on this flower. Just pop that one there, and then that foam pad onto the 3rd flower. There you go. Just a nice decoration in the centre. And then I've got a square topper which is going to sit under there. I just have to cut the corner off, and then a sentiment that will just sit there. So just lay these together. Dry. Okay, just going to use some foam pads. Just wipe the glue off. So is it sentiment's just going to go underneath there. Okay, and then the top are just under there, which I'm possibly going to have to cut the corner off. Yeah, so really should have popped the toppers on first. So I'm just going to trim that and see if we can get that to fit in. Yeah, now it fits in perfectly. Got a little mark on there. So it's gone. So snowman topper just sits in there. Like that. And again, it's just a different card. Might have to make a box for this one though. Or if you... So let's tidy up the mess. So we have two 6x6 cards. Put down on the screen. Two 7x7 cards. Oops, lost the polar there. There you go. And that. And the first two cards that we did were A5 cards. So you have that and that one. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you like the designs that I've made. Please go have a look at the Crafty Witches website, because there's all sorts of beautiful collections on there for you to have a fun and to make some cards with. Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye.